Welcome to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are in Santa Barbara Design Center, once again joined by noted Santa Barbara real estate broker Terry Ryken. Thank you so much for being here, Terry.
Thank you, Michael, for having me. This is a real pleasure.
It is the second segment, your wealth of knowledge, and we'd love to have people like you on our show. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Terry, I understand you work with a lot of local charities. Can you tell us some of them and why they have your support?
Yes, Michael, I'm a huge supporter of giving back to the community. I always have been. I have a very big heart, and it's hard for me to say no. But I'm happy when I do it. A lot of the charities in town I've been involved with, a long time ago, somebody told me you get one charity and you stick with that, and you give them all your support. I just have a hard time doing that. I'm on probably everybody's list in town, and I go to all of them, and I try very hard to be as supportive as I can. I was on the board for the Firemen's Alliance for many years, and I still support them. Council for Alcohol and Drug Abuse, Santa Barbara Zoo, the Arthritis Foundation, the Unity Shop, United Way, Visiting Nurses. There's so many charities in town that I try to support. Film Festival, and I've been sponsors for a lot of these different organizations as well. And I think it started back when I first moved here, and I was invited to my very first charity at the Coral Casino, and I went in and they gave me that paddle, and the minute that auctioneer came out, and I became addicted to that paddle going up and down, and it's never stopped, I guess. But also I'm always very happy that I can give back.
That's very kind of you, and that's what makes our town very special. It's just joy of charity.
Thank you.
So last week you talked about buying homes. Now I would like to talk to you about selling them. Can you tell us about the market in Santa Barbara right now, especially post-disasters?
Yes. Of course, with the tragic things that happened during December with the fires and the mudslides, and how devastated it was. Personally, I was not affected by it, but of course emotionally everybody was, and of course business-wise it's so hard. I was one of those people that when they first said don't come to Montecito, even though my office is there, I listened to them, and I didn't get there until probably after 2 months of them getting things cleaned up, and I still was, what they showed on the news was nothing compared to what it was like. But it is Montecito, and I know there's a lot of still people that need to heal, and there's some people that will probably never go back, and I understand that. But a lot of people have moved to Hope Ranch. They've left there and have gone over there. Things have kind of leveled out in Montecito for the moment, but just like Malibu and with the fires and slides and things they have there, it is Montecito. It's still a beautiful area. Things are going to heal. People won't remember it so vividly as they did a few months ago, and it's wonderful to see how the community has rallied around. I was a big supporter of the Kick-Ash Bash event that happened, and the first responders, and like I say, I was on the board for Firefighters Alliance, and I have a lot of friends that are firefighters and policemen, and I've always supported them. And it's amazing to see how the community came and have given back to them for what they did to help through this whole thing. I see that in real estate this next spring things are looking very good. Our inventory had been very, very down. At one point it was down to around 600 homes on the market, which was I think the lowest I had ever seen it. Now we're up around 800. Things are moving very fast. Because people want homes, and like I think I mentioned earlier, the three that I had, two of them went very quickly, and the market is still doing very well and will continue. This is Santa Barbara, and people love living here, and Montecito will survive and rebuild, and is going to be as wonderful as it always was at one time.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear. So where do you see the markets in coming years?
I wish I had a crystal ball, but I guess as far as being in real estate, I'm so glad I'm in it here. I was from the Bay Area in San Francisco, and I remember coming here, and this was the most expensive place, I'd ever seen real estate before. Now, from what I understand, because it's been a while since I've been, up to the city, but San Francisco is supposed to be like, one of the most expensive places to buy now. I still would much rather be here. It's stable. It's beautiful. Prices are good. They're, even when back in 2007, 2008, 2009, when things, kind of tanked with real estate, it never really got terrible here. I mean, things just stopped. I mean, prices adjusted a little bit, but it wasn't that like other areas where things just plummeted and now it's come around again. It's like people, because they can't afford to, they just stopped buying and they, took their things off the market and stuff. But it's always been a very wonderful place to live and a very secure place. And so I think it will continue to be like that. It's a very affluent area. People love being here. It's a wonderful place. Weather-wise, I don't think there's a better place in the world. And so I think it's always going to be a place where people will want to come to. And I think it will continue to be, a wonderful place to live.
Yeah, well, the microclimate creates this micro market, in fact, and since it's not growing and people are cash buyers, so there's actually a little of a downside, although wherever you go, the sky is blue. So we took a tank last time, not as hard as other areas, and basically is a great place to be. What advice would you give to someone who's selling the home?
I would say in selling the home is like, like anything, put your best foot forward, which most people here in Montecito do. It amazes me when I go to, people's homes, how impeccable the places are. But, they'll saying about, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So you want to pick up everything of clutter and things like that. If you are one who has collections of things, start to minimize that. Start putting family photographs away. You are going to be selling your home. Even being in real estate and going to different homes, the minute I walk into a home and there's a lot of family pictures, what's the first thing I do is go look at the family. It draws you to that. And you don't really want that. You want people to see your home. They're not buying your family, they're buying your home. And so you want to start, getting rid of some of the more personal items and make it more, where a person will come in and look at your home and start visualizing their self in your home. And they're the ones who are going to buy it. You want to see them putting their furnishings in your home and that kind of thing. If, let's say your things are, older or things like that, many times recommend bringing in a staging company. Sometimes they'll come in and stay, or if the house is vacant, say, a lot of times they'll come in and stage the whole thing. Sometimes they'll come in and use some of the things that people have, and then bring in things. I myself have many storage lockers. I kind of for a while I offered it, and I still do to a certain degree, offer helping of staging myself. I have storage lockers with a lot of furniture and knickknacks and pictures and different things, so that I can bring in myself and help out artificial plants that look, very real, and try to help someone if they want my help that way. So it's just, preparing your house, getting the yard spruced up, just, anything to put your best foot forward.
Wonderful. That's a good advice for sellers. Stay tuned. We will have more questions for Terry after the break.